everybody, it's been a minute, but I wanted to talk briefly about something I've realized. People talk about, one of every Pokemon versus 1 billion lions. Yeah, I think about it sometimes, but it's pretty silly. People try to say, oh yeah, 1 billion lions is a lot. Well, you could fit 1 billion lions in the square mileage of a city if you packed them back to back to back. And you think one of every Pokemon can't handle destroying a whole city? That's very silly. But anyways, what I had thought about is, well, 1 billion lions versus just one Poke-Lion, Pyroar. I was looking at this chart. I found it randomly on, I think it was Reddit. No, I think it could have been some other forum website. And also, I know I'm not looking my best. I'm gonna fix that soon. Anyways, I looked at this chart and I'm like, this chart's pretty cool. It's about every single time heat or temperature, at least on the hot side, was mentioned in the Pokedex entry and put into a little chart of what it can be compared to, what metals will melt, and which metals will just straight up boil. But what I took from this chart, what interested me, was Pyroar. I just hadn't read Pyroar's Pokedex entry, I guess, because I knew about Macargo and Camerupt. I knew that they were the hottest of the hot, 18,000 degrees. That's pretty cool. That's pretty dangerous. But I didn't know that the closest one to them, over halfway there, is Pyroar. Yeah, Pyroar's got 10,000 degree fire breath. That's pretty impressive, and it got me thinking, could just Pyroar, one Poke-Lion, could he handle all 1 billion real-life lions if they were thrown against him? Well, let's think about it for a second. We need to look at Pyroar's move pool. What does it do? Oh, I also have a little slide here of some of the cold Pokedex entries. It gets pretty interesting and there's some varying things, but actually for this video I don't think I'm going to really talk about it. I'm going to just talk about Pyroar briefly. Now, let's look at Pyroar over here. His Pokedex entry says, with fiery breath of more than 10,000 degrees Fahrenheit, they viciously threaten any challenge. Female protects the prize house. That's pretty cool. Well, it can generate 10,000 degree flame breath. So what does that mean for when it uses overheat? For when it uses flamethrower and starts twirling around in a circle, getting all the lines around it? Because yes, let's think about it. Let's think about the situation where 1 billion lions just spawn and are surrounding Pyroar. Now, before they start charging and trying to topple Pyroar, even if you've given them this instant want-to-kill any Pokemon instinct, which the lions don't have. By the way, this hypothetical, it doesn't really even make all that much sense, because the lions would be killing each other, too. They're not highly coordinated when you put them billions back to back. Have you ever heard of Black Friday? You pack any being too close, and they're going to start trampling each other. Anyways, that rant aside. A bunch of lions spawn around Pyroar. Right? This is the hypothetical. Pyroar, I've taught my Pyroar Heat Wave. Now it naturally learns Overheat. It could be a great example. It uses Heat Wave. Yeah, all the lions around are dying. They all have fur coats. I mean, they keep real warm. Pyroar's gonna... he's gonna cause instant death for all of them around. And then when he starts flamethrowing and whatnot, these are a bunch of tightly packed, fur-covered lions. That flame is gonna start spreading. It's gonna start spreading quick. To really say it, Pyroar does stand a chance. Now, I think there is a chance that Pyroar doesn't really react in time or cover one side well enough and a lion gets him or something, and then they all start toppling and then he gets trampled. I think it's possible. I think a better candidate for soloing all of them when it comes to heat is Camerupt, because it could start causing a crazy earthquake and then use eruption to cause this crazy 18,000 degree magma moat to surround him. and then he would be completely fine. Now no lions could even get close to approaching him without melting. But yeah, Pyroar does stand a genuine chance. I mean, if he just heat waves immediately, or overheats immediately, or starts flamethrowing everywhere immediately, the flame, the heat from the flames, it's gonna start murdering all of them. No lion stands a chance against the very powerful Pokélion. I find Pyroar to have a pretty decent design. It's a little basic, and it's not useful competitively, but it's pretty cool that it has such a powerful Pokedex entry that lets it really own any real-life lions, that's for sure. And I just wanted to talk about one last thing before I end this little video. I don't even know why I wanted to make a video about Pyroar in the first place. I just found it pretty interesting. Many people I have not really seen people talk about how crazy Pyroar is, because Macargo and Camerupt hog all the attention, especially Macargo. I don't know why my boy Camerupt doesn't get more love. He's the same temperature, and he'd be able to apply it even more crazy because he has Move Eruption. Anyways, but I wanted to make one more little rant. People sometimes defend the Lions by saying, "Oh well, Pokedex entries, you can't take them literally. They're written by kids." First of all, that's a red herring. Written by kids? Oh, whatever. It's the lore of these Pokemon, and it specifies. All you have to do is look at the Pokedex entry. It'll specify whether it's a legend or not. You can't just say all of them are mythology. They specify when they're mythology. They'll be like, they'll specify. Look at the legends ones, the legend examples at the bottom. It'll be like, it is said tornadoes are caused by its waking. It'll be like, in mythology, according to legends. They'll start, and they'll tell you if they're legends. Now, you really can't say that about Macargo, or Pyroar, or Camerupt. That's why they're some of my favorite examples of Pokemon that would destroy the real-life lions. Because they literally are using a unit of measurement. This is scientific. It's 18,000 degrees Fahrenheit, specified. It does say approximately, but that's still a unit of measurement. And even if it's anywhere close to that, it'll be enough. So, and if we look back at Pyroars, this is more than 10,000, and it doesn't say approximately. So you can't round down for Mr. Pyroar. Mr. Pyroar is going to get to cooking. I like it. It's interesting. And yeah, these literal Pokedex entries, yeah, there's some tough crap. Yeah, the Lions don't stand a chance. But I find it pretty funny that the Pokemon Lion, the most basic Pokemon Lion, because there's also Solgaleo, the more basic Pokemon Lion can even handle all the lions. I think that's pretty badass. Yeah, you go Pokemon, it's a bunch of fictional creatures. No surprise they can murder a bunch of real-life lions. This little hypothetical was really dumb in the first place, but I just wanted to bury it in the dirt even more so than it already has. I mean, come on. Ghost, ice, water types, even rock, steel types. There's too many of them that could solo all of the lions themselves. It's pretty pathetic. Even some of the ground types and whatnot. What are they going to do about Dugtrio rampaging underground at 60 miles per hour? They're not going to do jack crap. Yeah. Anyways, that's the end of my little rant. Pyroar's kind of cool, actually. My opinion of Pyroar is wrong, because I like its Pokedex entry. It's that simple. Have a great day. Bye-bye.